Hi everyone. Today I'm going to explain you a very simple theory of life that is known as bylaws of your family. Let's take an example of my family. In my family is my son, which is 16 years old, my father, who is almost 73 years old, and my mom has died in the year 2005 due to brain tumor. I'm the only son in my family and my wife. There was a situation in my life when I was having nothing. After 2019, I faced a situation in which the entire business, the entire funds all vanished. I was left with a wreckage. I was the captain of my ship, but I was left with a wreckage. There was a serious storm. But what exactly I did? How did I came back? What was the story behind my comeback? Let me explain you in a very simple way. We all have bylaws in our laws. In our life, we have bylaws. For example, you have a society, you have a apartment, you have bylaws. Same way in our family, we should set some bylaws. I learned a very simple thing. No relatives, no friends would come and help you when you are into a certain problem. You have to face your own situation. Instead of running from that situation, face it. Because every situation, every problem has its own solution. The solution is inside the problem. You need to dive in. So previously I used to take suggestions from my relatives or some of my elder people in my family. My dad taught me only one thing. Now you have to be diplomatic, be strategic. I was having only wreckage. Previously, I was a weapon buyer. I used to gather information from people. They used to suggest me. I used to follow. In the last 3.5 years and 3 years, I hope so, I became a weapon mass producer. Not like weapons of fighting, but weapons of life. I learned the skills, how to live life, how to live life in whatever you are having right now. Having no expectations from someone. Even frankly, I'm not having any expectation from my son also. Because one day he will grow up. He will have his own family. He will have his own liabilities. And I don't want me as a baggage on his shoulder. If he wants to serve me, he can serve me. If he doesn't want to serve me, I don't mind. Because I know each one of us has their own liabilities. So let me tell you a scenario. There was a marriage function. Uh, I was invited with my wife and my son. So my wife was sitting with her cousin brothers, and my son was just playing. He was not so old at that age. I think so. It was around 9 or 10 years. He might be. I think so. A little bit less also, 7 or 8. I don't remember that exact year. So I was sitting with all the relatives. Those were the relatives from my wife's side, and some from my side. They were just talking about on the topics like one of the relatives said suddenly, "It's too warm today." Another one said, "No, it's hot today." I was just listening very quietly, discussing on hot, warm, hot, warm, hot, warm. Then I said, they looked at me. They were welcoming the storm. Actually, they were welcoming the storm by looking at me. So I said, okay, fine. If you are welcoming a storm, I'm ready for that. They asked me, what's your opinion? I asked them, sir, what's your age? He said, what sort of question is this? Sir, you're not a lady that if I would ask your age, you will feel offended. You can tell me your age. If you are having no age, then I can call you an infant baby because an infant baby starts its age from the first year onwards. They told me that some told me that they were 65, someone said me 67, some 70 and 72. I said, you have lived 72 years, 65, 67, 66 years on this earth, on this planet, in this country, and you are still talking about summers, winters, warm, hot, cold. These are all wasteful topic, I would say. We are not here for international environmental summit. We are not here for discussing global warming. We should sit here, we are all intellectuals, We are all well versed with our fields. We should talk something which is productive. I think for the past 10 minutes I'm listening all of you, and you've wasted your 10 minutes of your precious life. In this 10 minutes, if I would be in your place, I would be thinking something extraordinary. I would be thinking something out of the box. But you are thinking something which is actually inside the box. So you are wasting your precious time in all these things. Practically, many of my relatives and many of my friends actually don't like me. And I'm really proud of that. Really. Because instead of me convincing them that they are rubbish or a trash in my life, much better they themselves accept it. So you all have seen that I have welcomed many of the international teachers and many of the national collaborators with me. I usually take interviews of those people who are productive. Who are not productive, they are no use for me. I simply say thank you very much. What I'm trying to explain you, always set your boundaries. Always tell person who's sitting in front of you, don't try to trespass my boundaries. And this helps you to actually understand what is in your life which you can achieve. I have set a name of my father in my mobile, that is President. I call him President because he's the eldest person in my family. He's my father. He has given me everything in my life. He has educated me. He did everything, whatever support I used to just lack in my life. He helped me in on every stage. I would say on every stage. And I learned from him strong diplomacy. So what I learned from him, listen to everyone. Let everyone speak. Write down on a piece of paper, point by point, and then answer them point by point. And your answer should be so precise that there should be no other question they would be asking you. It might feel someone that I am arrogant, but I'm not arrogant. Actually, I am a person with strong principles. I'm a person with strong likes and dislikes. If I like someone, I'm the I'm the most talkative person in the world. Then I am the most talkative person. I would keep on talking with that person as long as I can. But if I don't like someone, I'm the most reserved and a person who will share a very cold shoulder to that person. So you can say that my father is like a president, my son is like a prince, my wife you can term that as a queen, and for me you can say that I am a kind of what do you say like an external affairs minister of my family, a defense minister. I actually hold many posts in my family. My job is to protect my family. My job is to answer the persons who are from outside, those outsiders which are speaking too much. They need a very diplomatic answer. And I'm a person which uses very strong language to answer someone who tries to trespass the boundary which I have already set for my family's protection. So not just try to keep everyone a little bit away from you, a distance of at least 2 feet or 3 feet. It helps you to realize that you have some boundaries, and also to that person also that don't try to get too close, because whenever you let someone very close in your life, that same person, whether it's your from your family or from outside, that person definitely stabs you a dagger, maybe in your heart, maybe at your back. So you need to set your boundaries. Don't waste time. I would say marriages, functions, I really don't like all these stupid stuff. I would say stupid stuff. I did a marriage that was in court. Previously it was a kind of Arya Samaj, kind of Hindu marriage. Then I got registered in the court. That's it. I don't like this kind of marriage of 7 days happening and all the people are just gathering and hee ha hoo hoo. I don't like that. Hee ha hoo. That irritates me. Sometimes if I visit to such kind of marriage, quietly, very quietly, I come outside, I sit in my car and I read a book or listen to a very good song. I don't like to listen those stupid persons who are having no ideologies, no thinking, nothing, no values for the life, no aim, no goals. They don't have a vision. They have wasted their 70 to 74 years in this life, merely saying that they did a lot of things for their family. They did everything for their son and wives and what you say like daughters and everyone. Every parent has to do. There's nothing special you did. If you are saying you did, that means you don't deserve a family. If you're having a family, it's your responsibility. So just don't sit on with all these unproductive people. Throw them away. These are all maniacs, waste of money, waste of time. I really, whenever someone invites me for a marriage, I simply say I'm busy. I don't deny accepting his invitation, but I simply say I don't go because I don't like that crowd, that unproductive crowd, the people with all sorts of cologne and all sorts of deodorants they have spread, and all the women are he, ha, who, a lot of sweating on their face, and they are having 1 kg of makeup, and then those guys who are sitting and just saying rubbishly talking about global warming. Are you here to celebrate someone's function, or are you here to discuss about global economy or global warming, or what is happening in the majority of the parties, or what is happening with the minorities of the party, or what is happening in Lok Sabha, or what is happening in Rajya Sabha? Are you here for these kinds of talk? So, in my opinion, 99% people are senseless, with lack of knowledge, lack of ability to think, lack of ability to analyze, and also waste on this earth. Many people will definitely find my video very offending. Very nice. Congratulations for you. If you find it offending, try to correct yourself so that next time when you face me, you don't feel offended. Because I'm not the old Swapnil Naidu. In the last 3 years, I learned the game of diplomacy. I learned the game to answer, and my answers are very blunt. I note down all the points. Even I also note down what the person has said me on what date, which actually hurted me. And I'm pretty much sure that I will give that person an appropriate answer on the next year on that same date. That capability I have developed. So if you want to become like me, if you want to become successful like me, if you want to become a leader, a visionary, a person who can think lot of ideas daily. Daily I write blogs. Imagine for the past 3.5 years, I have written almost around 1,000 blogs. 1,000 blogs as well as around many videos on each and every topic. So if you want to develop this kind of ability, then you need to learn the basics of having a visionary idea, an outlook. You have to calibrate your personality. If you're not calibrating your personality, you're wasting your precious time of your life. Precious time. And please don't sit with any of those persons. I'm not against any relatives. I'm not against with any of the friends. I believe everyone has an individual identity, but I'm no one to suppress them or but I don't like this. Try to suppress me. Until and unless you don't suppress me, I will not retaliate. If you try to suppress me, then I would be the first person to answer you into a mass destruction way, in which I will make sure next time you and I will not have a conversation ever again. That's my simple system of answering. Sometimes my father usually says that I'm too strict or I'm too reserved, but I very politely and respectfully answer my father. I don't like to be in the crowd. I don't like to be in the mob. I like to be in that place where the entire mob follows me. I don't want to be a trend follower, following a trend. I always have a mindset of building a trend of my own. In short, a trendsetter. So think all these. If any one of you is being offended by my words, I would not say sorry for that because these things happened with me that made me strong. So if it's happening with you, accept it that you are going to be strong in coming future. Be knowledgeable and think out of the box. Good night.